Hey guys, it's Jan here. In this video we're going to have a closer look at the results of last month. The objective of this video is to help you understand how you can use the trading ideas posted in the Signals group to your advantage in order to grow your account, because that's why we're all here, okay? That's to make money, that's to grow your account. So let's start off with the weekly stats. Okay, I'm going to start with week 4, the latest week, and you can see there we had 21 ITMs and 12 OTMs. And then in the third week we had 31 ITMs and 17 OTMs. And then in week 2 we had the 40 ITMs and 25 OTMs. And then in the first week of this year we had the 26 ITMs and 13 OTMs. So the total score for January is we had, or the total ITMs, if you add the 4 weeks together, we had 118 ITMs for January. The total OTMs for January came to 67. So that gives you a total of 185 trades that we placed for the month of January. And if you take the 118 and you divided that by 185, the total number of trades, that will give you 64% successful trades for the month. It's actually 63.8. So to round it off, it's 64% successful trades for the month of January. So I wrote down all the days that we were trading. We only traded 19 days because we didn't trade on Friday. And you can see that the majority of the days were winning days. Okay, all the green ones you can see there, those were winning days. And you can see there are 2 days, day 4 and day 19, that's highlighted in blue at the 57%. Those are break-even days, okay, in dollar amounts. So we didn't make or lose anything on that on those particular days. And then on the red days, day 5, day 8, day 11, day 15, and day 18, we had the losing days. So the number of winning days in January came to 12, the number of break-even days were 2, and then the number of losing days were 5. And that's what it looks like on a chart. You can see the blue bar there, 12 winning days. The middle bar represents the break-even days, and then the right-hand bar, that represents the losing days we had for the month. Okay, so let's put this on a spreadsheet. Right, so most of you will be doing stake sizes of 25. Okay, if you're using 20 for option, you'll probably do $24. That's the smallest, but most of you will be doing $25 stake sizes. So if you put this on a spreadsheet and you just plot the total number of ITMs we had, which was 118, and you also plot the total number of losing trades, which was 67. Okay, and that's obviously minus 25 for every loss. The 1875 is a profit based on a 75% return. We go to the bottom here and we just do an auto sum, and that will give us basically like a turnover of $2,212.50. And then the losses, let's just highlight the entire row here, was $1,675. So the difference will give you a net profit of $537.50 for the month of January. That's on a $25 stake size without trading bigger after a loss. That's just flat stake sizes, taking every single trade that's been posted on the wall. Okay, $537. Okay, so one thing I want you guys to remember and keep in mind is that the performance of the group is a combination of all the traders posting in the group. Okay, it's not just individuals. You'll see when we post the results as well. It's not trader A is so awesome and trader B is having a crap week and trader C is doing all right. It's really a combination of all the traders, because we all have bad days. Okay, if you go onto the Facebook group and you scroll back to the beginning of this year, you'll see that we all had bad days and we all had fantastic days. And at the end of the day, we do get an average that comes to, you know, very close to the 67% mark. To give you an example, 2 weeks ago Friday, I had 6 ITMs in a row with 0 OTMs, but we still ended the day with 60% for the day. Okay, and that's just because, you know, I have a great day, but the other traders may not have such a great day, and vice versa. I may not have a great day, and then somebody else may have a great day. But as a team together, we will always be profitable, and we always get very close to the 67% mark. So that's very, very important to keep in mind when you do your trading. Some of the trades have been placed by traders where the pair wasn't available for most, or the expiry wasn't available. All the traders will now use the same platform. Okay, it's actually going to be one of 2, but it will be the platforms that the majority of us in the group also use to place our trades. So that means that everybody will be able to take the trades from the traders. That's really important, because some of you are in a position to follow every single trade that we post. Not everybody, but the ones who do, and then sometimes you miss out because you don't have the expiry, or you don't have the currency pair. So we need to get everybody in sync and make sure that everybody uses the same platform, or as far as we possibly can, to make sure that everybody's got access to the signals, and everybody can actually enter the signals that gets posted. Some of you may prefer to stick with your current broker, which is absolutely fine, but you'll have to accept that you may miss out on some trades, which could cause you to not be in sync with the group's performance. So I'm going to talk about a few barriers to success. Okay, some of you I know have done really well, because I speak to every single person in this group. Some of you have done really well, others have not done so great, others have had losses in January. Okay, so I want to highlight the potential barriers to your success. First one is you are only following one trader in the group. This is a very high risk strategy because you may miss a signal or two from the trader, and the ones you do manage to catch may end up OTM. Remember, the group's performance is an average of all the traders' signals combined. I'll give you an example. On Wednesday I had 2 OTMs, and then in the evening I posted another trade which ended ITM, but a lot of you missed that ITM. So, and the next morning, the Thursday, I had another 2 OTMs. So some of you only caught the 4 OTMs and you missed the third trade that I posted on the previous day. So, and you also missed the other trader signals, because my OTMs on Thursday, the first 2 OTMs, was followed by 3 ITMs in a row. So it's really important that you see the big picture and understand how the group is designed and how it works, and how we get to the 64, or how we get to the close to the 67% mark. It's a combination of all the traders. It's not a solo effort. If I could do this by myself, I wouldn't need any other traders to join me. Okay, but I do know that everybody's got like going through bad periods and really good streaks and so on, and then the other traders will compensate for that, but together as a team we will achieve the success. Okay. The second potential barrier is following random signals, not knowing the trader's results so far for the day. For example, say trader A posted 2 signals for the day so far, and both of the trades were ITM. However, you missed the first 2 signals from the trader. You have a look on Facebook and you see, okay, this guy is he's having a great day, and it looks like he just posted a third signal, and you decide to take that signal. Now the third signal ends OTM, which probability wise is very likely to happen, because remember in the previous video I made, I explained to you that there's a 60% chance that the trader will get 2 ITMs and 1 OTM. Okay, so if the trader had 2 ITMs and there's a third signal, and you haven't followed the first 2 and you only get into the third one, you will most probably get an OTM. Okay, so the trader ends his or her session with 2 ITMs and 1 OTM, and you end up with the only OTM posted for the day by that trader. So it's important to make notes of this. Okay, you need to follow the status of the trader for that day. If the trader has posted 2 or 3 signals, you want to know about that. Okay, and this is a big one, trading bigger after a loss. In the previous video I said I will make a video to explain to you how you can actually, because it is possible, you can trade bigger and increase your returns. It's a very high risk strategy, and I've decided to against it. I've just decided not to, because if you can't be profitable just following the signals as it is, with flat stake sizes, not increasing your stake size after loss, you will potentially get yourself into serious trouble if you do start to trade bigger. Okay, so don't trade bigger after a loss. There's no need to trade bigger after a loss. As you've seen on the spreadsheet I just showed you, the 3 trades per trader system is working very well over time, and you'll end up with a very good return at the end of the month of trading if you have faith in the system and if you don't panic after a losing day or 2. Another barrier is not looking at charts when a signal gets posted. The purpose of the signals is for you to see what a trading opportunity looks like in real time. It's for educational purposes. Now, we as traders also have off days, and we miss things. We make some mistakes just like everybody else, and we do have losing days. Now, you can potentially avoid bad calls by looking at the charts yourself and decide whether you agree or not with the signal that got posted. So let's have a closer look at the losing days we had for January. For the Mondays, we had 1 losing trading day for the month. So out of the 4 Mondays in January, we only had 1 losing trading. On Tuesdays, we had 0 losing days for the month. So the 4 Tuesdays for January, we haven't had a single losing day. On Wednesdays, we had 2 losing days for the month. On Thursdays, we had 0 losing days for the month. And on Fridays, we had 2 losing days for the month. The 2 worst losing days we had in January both occurred on a Wednesday. The first one was in week 2. I'm sure you all can remember this one, with the 7 OTMs and 5 ITMs. And the second one was last week with 5 ITMs and 5 OTMs. Now that may not sound so bad, but it's 10 trades, and if half of them is not going to work, then the probability, especially if you're not catching all of them, the probability is quite high for you to catch a lot of OTMs, especially if the 5 OTMs happened in the first half of the day and then the 5 ITMs in the second half of the day. So some of you may follow it and get 3 or 4 OTMs and just stop for the day, and then you miss out on the rest of the ITMs. So it's very good to know when the worst days are for the week, because you can limit your losses. Wednesdays are based on January. The stats may change going into the future, but for now we know the 2 worst days we had were both on a Wednesday. The markets were very volatile on both those days, and they were on a Wednesday. And knowing this, you can now decide, like, okay, say for example it's Wednesday and your first trade is a loss. You may just say, okay, I'm just going to quit for the day. Or you can, if you decide to continue, you have to make sure that you catch every single trade, not miss out on a single one, because otherwise you're not going to be in sync with the results. So let's have a closer look at the winning days. So on Mondays we had 3 winning days for the month. On Tuesdays we had 4 winning days for the month. And then you can see there on Wednesdays we had 2 winning days for the month. And then Thursdays we had 2 winning days for the month. And then Fridays we had 1 winning day for a month. Let's just put this on a chart for it to make a bit more sense. Right, so there's the breakdown, okay? The losing days versus the winning days. You can see there on Mondays, we had, out of the 4 Mondays we had in January, 3 of them were winning days, 1 losing day. Tuesdays, all 4 were winning days. Wednesdays, you can see there the 2 winning days and 2 losing days. Thursdays we had the 2 winning days. We haven't had any losing days, but we had the 2 break-even days. And then on Fridays you can see we had the 1 winning day and then the 2 losing days. So that's where the 5 losing days we had for the month comes from. Okay, now I've plotted this on a spreadsheet as well. You can see the losing days. You can see on the top end I've just put the ITMs and the OTMs. So row 1, that's the first week's Monday. We had 2 ITMs, and the first week, the first row here, that's the OTM. So for the Monday of the first week, we had 2 ITMs and 1 OTM, so that's profitable. So I've just highlighted all the losing days. So you can see we had 1 losing day there. On Wednesday, we had the 2 there. And then on Friday, we also had the 2 there. Okay, so you can clearly see on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we had 0 losses. If you have a look here at the bottom, then this is interesting. You can see on Mondays, the success rate is 67%. On Tuesdays, the success rate is 67%. On Wednesday, it's 64%. Now, this is interesting because the 2 worst days we had came from Wednesdays, but we also had 2 very strong days. So if you have a look at the first week there, the first Wednesday of the month, 7 ITMs and 1 OTM. So that was a very good day. And then you can also see the 12 ITMs and 3 OTMs, another good day. Okay, so that's why we are in 64%. But with the 2 worst days we had, like I said to you earlier, also came from here. So there's 5 ITMs, 7 OTMs, 5 ITMs, 5 OTMs. Those are big numbers. Okay, 5 OTMs, 5 ITMs, 7 OTMs. That can actually cause a big drawdown in your account. So you have to manage those days very well. So even though you may end up with a 64% for Wednesdays, you just want to check out the market conditions. If you see the first trader's got like 2 OTMs, then you may want to stop, because it's likely to continue. That trend is likely to continue for the rest of the day. However, if you want to get 7 ITMs and 1 OTM, that means not one of the traders will get 2 OTMs. In fact, two traders will get 3 out of 3. Okay, so if the first one gets 3 out of 3, the second one might get 3 out of 3 or 2 out of 3, then the third one will probably do well as well. Okay, so you just got to gauge the market conditions, especially on a Wednesday or any other day. It might be different for February, we don't know. Okay, but if you see that the markets are very volatile, and say if I post a comment saying, whoa, the markets are very spiky, very volatile, you do want to take note of that and trade accordingly. If you have a loss and you have a second loss, just stay away. But if it's a normal day and the first trader's got 2 OTMs, you may want to continue. Right, so you can see there, again on Monday 67, Tuesday 67, Wednesday 64, Thursday 64, and then Friday 52. Okay, 52%. And that's just to make sure that the numbers are adding up. You can see 118 ITMs and 67 OTMs the 185 total, and then there's the result, 63.8% total. Okay, so that's the breakdown of the winning and the losing days for this month. The goal for February, for you to be better than what you were in January, you need to make improvements. So step one would be for you to get a trading journal and document your activities. Okay, you need to document the trades that you follow. Do something very similar to what I've done. You need to know exactly what you've done for the month, because if you don't measure your activities, you will never be able to manage it. Use the data in this presentation to decide which days you will cut your losses early and which days you will catch as many as you possibly can. And remember, always think long term and never allow 1 or 2 losing days to throw you off balance. Don't get negative over 1 or 2 losing days. I understand it's very difficult if you had a great Monday and Tuesday, and now Wednesday and Thursday you have to give it all back. It's not easy, but if you think long term and you just accept a loss as just another loss and it's an OTM, so what, move on, you will end up at the end of the month with a nice healthy profit, and you will see that your account is very close to doubled, if not more. You've seen that we've made over $500 based on $25 stake size, okay? And your drawdown will not be that great. You won't get 10 losses in a row in this group. So you're not going to have such a severe drawdown that you will be in a position where you can't do any trading anymore. Follow the rules, understand how the system works, understand how this group has been put together, understand the trades that you can take, understand understand your situation in terms of, you can't follow every single trade, the highest probability trades, the good days versus the bad days. You can now make really good informed decisions based on the information you have. Okay, and please make notes of everything you do. Have a trading journal and document everything so that you can go at the end of the month and have a look at what you've done. Have a look at your results, compare to the previous month. You most probably won't have any results for January, even apart from in your trading account, but you won't know what exactly you've done. Did you take the trader's first trade, the second trade? Did you take the trader's third trade after his first 2 trades was an ITM, and you took the third one and ended up OTM? If you can highlight those things, say for example you've picked up that you keep taking the trader's third trade and it ends OTM, then you can eliminate that for the next month, you see, and then that should make a difference in your results going forward. And that's how you need to do it. It's going to take maybe 2 or 3 months for you to get there, but you have to get better, and the best way to do it, or the only way to do it, is to measure your activities. Okay, it's the only way you will be able to manage it. And then finally, never trade bigger after a loss, because you may miss a crucial ITM, and the next trade you catch could be another OTM, which may cause serious damage to your account. You can end up in a deep drawdown, and then you'll have to crawl back with small stake sizes, which is going to put you back a few weeks. Okay guys, so that's January analyzed. I hope you guys found this useful. Please implement what you've learned in this video. Take it with you into February, and then at the end of February I would like you guys to see some progress in your trading. Okay, make notes of everything you do. This is a business. You have to take it seriously if you want to make money. There's no such thing as a get rich quick. There's no such thing as easy money. You have to work for it. Okay, I am trying to make it as easy as I possibly can for you, but you still need to do your bit. Okay, so that's it. I will make another video at the end of February, and we'll very similar to this one, and we'll analyze the month and see where the good trades and bad trades came from, and so on. Right guys, that's it. Have a great month, and I'll see you on the wall.